What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla Kong Supernova news roundup. In this video we'll be talking about some of the biggest casting that happened for Godzilla Kong Supernova and what that might mean for this next movie. Today we will be continuing our chronological journey through the development of Godzilla Kong Supernova by talking about events that happened at the start of March. So let's jump on into it. Starting out, I want to show off some artwork like always, and these first pieces come to us from Draferzilla. Draferzilla posted a collection of their new Empire artwork on Twitter. I think it is so fantastic. This first one is Mothra. I love it. Mothra looks great. I really love the curved wings. That looks so cool. I think it looks beautiful. I'm really a big fan of this piece. I love Mothra fan art, so this one turned out fantastic. The next one is this one of Scylla. I love it. It's got this like very cartoonish style, but it's also pretty realistic. I think it looks great, especially Scylla's face with the tentacles coming out of the mouth looks incredible, and I love the webbing between each of Scylla's legs. That turned out wonderful. I always love to see some Scylla fan art and some Scylla love. Scylla is one of my favorite MonsterVerse titans. The next one is Tiamat, looking incredible. I love the way they've done the sparkles on Tiamat's big head flaps. I don't know what to call those, to be honest with you. Actually, this piece reminds me a little bit of the artwork of Matt Frank in the way it's colored. This one might be my favorite of the bunch. And then we have this piece of Doug and a leaf wing. Who does leaf wing artwork? That is so cool. I love to see some leaf wing fan art, and the leaf wing turned out amazing. Doug looks pretty good as well. This next one is like, holy crap, this is one of the coolest fan arts I've seen in a long time. I think that this one's amazing. This one comes to us from Red Sun JT, and it is called the Skullzilla. It is a Skullcrawler Zilla 98 hybrid. Whoa, this thing is awesome. Actually a little more like Godzilla the animated series version, because it's got the green power breath glowing in the mouth, and I love the way that they have the spines charging up. You know, we never really got to see what Godzilla's spines charging up would look like in that 1998 movie, and this is so cool. It's very MonsterVerse inspired. I'm a big fan of the Skullcrawlers already. I think the Skullcrawlers are one of the coolest MonsterVerse titans. If we got to see this in one of the movies, a Godzilla hybrid with a Skullcrawler, and it wound up looking like this, it would definitely be my favorite Skullcrawler in the films. This is so cool, especially if it could shoot a version of the green atomic breath. That would be so awesome to see Godzilla have to fight. I love that it also has 98 carved into its head, like this is a genetic experiment. Huge shout out, Red Sun. You did incredible with this. This last one's an older piece, but it was reshared. I saw this one pop back up. This is from Christopher Shai. It's a Godzilla vs. Kong art piece. Obviously, it's recreating the aircraft carrier fight, and I'm not sure. It's clearly a fan poster saying King Kong versus Godzilla, but was this concept art done for the movie? I'm not sure. Christopher Shai has done concept art for some of the Godzilla films, including Godzilla King of the Monsters. In fact, Christopher Shai iconically brought us that SDCC wonderful Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah fan art from back in 2018. I would love to know what Christopher's process is, because like every time I look at these pieces, I'm very captivated by them. The lighting is always absolutely stellar in Christopher's pieces, but like look behind Godzilla here. You can see Godzilla's spines duplicated in the background. They look different. Is it supposed to be a shadow? What is that supposed to be? I'm always curious about what the heck the art process is. Are they photoshopped? What did you use to create this? Is it 3D artwork, or is this all hand drawn? I don't know. I have no idea. Next up, this was pretty exciting. Matthew Modine was announced for Godzilla Kong Supernova. Matthew Modine, iconically for genre fans, and I know for many of you on this channel, is Dr. Brenner from Stranger Things. He is phenomenal in that role, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it gives us a bit of an indication of where his character is heading. I just think it could be very interesting. I know he doesn't always play bad guys. I don't want to typecast him, but like, hey, last time we heard that an actor very iconic who plays villains was cast for the MonsterVerse, it was Charles Dance, and he, if you could believe it, played a villain in the MonsterVerse. Obviously, Charles Dance was Jonah Alan, and unfortunately, Jonah Alan just kind of disappeared from the MonsterVerse after Godzilla King of the Monsters. Well, he did pop up in the recent Kong Survivor Instinct video game. No mention of him in any of the movies post King of the Monsters. I don't think Modina's gonna step in and play a new Jonah Alan, but I am interested to see if there will be more human antagonists in the next movie, given that they want to put a stronger emphasis on the human characters. The MonsterVerse movies movies that, in my opinion, handle the human plot lines the best are Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island. You might disagree with that, that's fine, but in my opinion, those two movies do handle the human conflict the best. Both of those movies are also the two MonsterVerse movies that gave us a solid human antagonist. Godzilla vs. Kong has human antagonists that are really more of just fluff that fill time that could be going to the monsters as they ultimately accomplish nothing but turning on a robot, which I guess is kind of a put down you could give to Jonah Alan as well, as all he accomplished was telling somebody else to press a button, but he had a much stronger presence than Walter Simmons did, in my opinion. People still talk about Alan Jonah. Nobody still talks about Walter Simmons, and definitely nobody remembers Ren Serizawa, may he rest in peace, the poor lad. So I'm excited to see what Modine brings to the table. Now, not much is stated in this article other than that Modine will be playing a general. We have seen some set photos, and I'll talk about this when we get there, where Modina's wearing this strange badge on his arm, and it seems like he's going to be part of, if I had to guess, like a sort of kind of G-Force, but it maybe seems space themed. Maybe he'll be like a part of a strong military alliance. Maybe they will have a space theming, I don't know. Honestly, it could just be because the movie's called Supernova and we're all looking for space clues, but it seems like there could be a strong military alliance, and it would make sense in the MonsterVerse that global governments would be like, oh, these titans are out of control, and if Monarch is an international organization that basically exists to protect them, you'd think an official international organization would pop up to try and exterminate the titans. I could see Modine's character playing a role like that, where he's this military general, kind of like if Admiral Stenz continued to get development in the MonsterVerse rather than also being forgot about after King of the Monsters. Or is he dead according to the deleted scenes? Who knows? All we know is that Modine is going to play a general. He could also be a good guy, as we've seen many good generals in the MonsterVerse so far. Admiral Stenz wasn't a bad guy, first of all, but we've also seen good generals pop up all over the place. There was one in Godzilla vs. Kong, for instance. So we can't say anything for certain, but it would be interesting to see another human antagonist enter the mix. We also got confirmation here that shooting would begin in April, and boy did it. So we will be talking about that in the next news and updates to come. Mr. Goji put together this nice little cast recap for us, so let's run through it. Godzilla Kong Supernova as of now, where I'm not making these videos. I know like Sam Neill has been cast afterward, but as of now, with the stuff we're covering in this video, the cast includes Caitlin Dever, who plays a Monarch employee, Dan Stevens, obviously Trapper, the Monarch vet, Jack O'Connell, Caitlin Dever's brother, Delroy Lindo, Dever's boss at Monarch, and Matthew Modine, a general. The cast is shaping up pretty well. It's seeming like we're getting some nice talent in here, some bigger name brand actors, and that gets me excited. One thing that I found very interesting is I've been spending a lot of time in the Godzilla 2014 era, and if you read The Art of Godzilla 2014, a wonderful book about the production of Godzilla 2014, you'll see pretty much every single actor, whether it was Sally Hawkins, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Taylor Johnson, or even Admiral Stenz himself, William Strathern, I don't know how to say his name. All of them only wanted to work on Godzilla because it was taking itself seriously. They were like, yeah, Godzilla's cool and I'd love to work on Godzilla movies, but I really wanted to be a certain type of Godzilla movie, and so when I found out it was the type of Godzilla movie I liked, that's when I wanted to be involved. And as the MonsterVerse has strayed further and further from the 2014 film, I've started to notice the star power has also started to stray further and further from where we started. And I wonder if that's a reason why, like the tone itself. Maybe I'm reading into things, maybe the new movie won't have all that serious of a tone and the actors being cast are no indication of the tone, but based on the caliber and seriousness of the actors being cast, the tone might be swinging back in more of like a King of the Monsters direction. That'd be my guess. Matthew Modine's casting was pretty exciting. Matthew Modine himself tweeted out his excitement for it. He's actually very active on social media and is very excited about this new movie. I tweeted a joke about how he needs to stay far away from Madison Russell, and he liked that tweet, which made me feel very happy, very cool. I always love to get any sort of interaction from anybody involved in the MonsterVerse. And at the end of the day, I just hope things go better for him than it did for Madison Russell, Millie Bobby Brown's last Stranger Things co-star who graced the MonsterVerse. Poor Randy Havens, how did things go for you? That's right. Either way, Matthew Modine, you better watch out, my friend. Final thing here, Legendary trademarked the title Monster Kingdom. You saw some accounts take that title and run with it, claiming that it was the title of the next Godzilla Kong movie until it was obviously revealed to be Supernova, and who knows, maybe at some point early on it was supposed to be, but clearly it isn't. Monster Kingdom could be anything. You know, Legendary might be working on another project called Monster Kingdom. Maybe they're working on a comic book with that subheading. Maybe it's gonna be a board game or a video game or something, you know? Godzilla Kong Monster Kingdom. It's a nice title, and it kind of goes along with like the new Empire, but I don't know. They trademarked the name. it could be for an unrelated franchise, Dune Monster Kingdom, or it could be the MonsterVerse Monster Kingdom. It could be the name of a comic book or something. I don't know. But it is not the title for the new movie, obviously, as we all know it is now Supernova. Alright, that will do it for this one, guys. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to continue to make videos like this for you. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. If that's not your thing, please consider joining as a channel member. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man out.